Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My last tutorial on the glass bridge level in Squid Project ended up doing very well. Lots of people ended up liking it and it got over 15,000 views, which is kind of crazy. As I was working on this video, CapCut ended up getting banned in the US, so I couldn't finish this video in time. I tried using ClipChat instead and a bunch of other weird websites for recording and editing, but for some reason they didn't let me import the footage, so I just had to wait until CapCut got unbanned. Hopefully no one got too anxious while waiting for this new video to come out. Anyway, I'll be going over some helpful tips and tricks to help anyone out who's struggling to get their first win in Squid Project. I'll mostly be covering Glass Bridge, since that is the hardest level in Squid Project and where most people tend to get eliminated. But I will also briefly be going over all the other levels with some tips and tricks, and that'll hopefully help you make it out alive. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into the video. Red light, green light. This one is pretty much self-explanatory. You walk forward on the green light and stop on the red light. Most people die because people like to shove in this game and they push each other when the doll says red light. So my biggest tip for this one would be to stay away from other people, wait for everybody to go kind of first, and then you go behind them. And if anybody ever gets close to you, just start walking the other way. And you can also keep moving for like a split second more before after the doll says red light. So just keep that in mind if you're having trouble with people chasing you. And you can also jump to avoid being pushed. But yeah, other than that, just make it to the end in time. Um, they made it slightly harder recently by giving you less time to make it to the finish. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this level. The next game is Dalgona, and this one's also pretty easy. Honestly, this is probably the easiest one out of all of them that this game has to offer, because you kind of just like carve out the shape and you have lots of room to do so, and you even have room for like 3 mistakes, I believe. If you go over that, the cookie cracks and you get eliminated. But I personally find it very easy. I don't really have much tips for this one except just kind of have a steady hand. If you're on mobile, I know it's a little bit harder, so I don't know if there's any tips that I could give there. If anybody can give any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. But yeah, this is Dalgona is pretty easy, not much to it. The next game is Lights Out, and I think the devs changed it to Lights on the last update, because they used to have it that the lights are out on the first Lights Out, but now they're on and you can see everybody more clearly. So there's that. But for this one, you mostly just want to stay away from people, same as red light, green light. Try not to get close to anyone, and if you do, make sure you know what you're doing, because as soon as your health runs low, everybody will start chasing you. That's just how it goes pretty much with this one. If you're low on health, you will be chased, and there's little you can do. So yeah, there's that. And there's also like certain hiding spots in this one if you're getting really low in health. Like there's a light beam next to the exit that you can stand on. And there also used to be a camera up on the blacktop you could stand on, but I think they patched that on a recent update. I haven't been able to do that recently. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I'll just let this recording finish playing. Tug of War is also a level where a lot of people tend to get killed, mostly because they get pushed off off the platform. So if you're not up on the beam pulling the rope, I recommend staying in the middle of the platform and like jumping around so you don't get pushed off, because that is possible, and you're very likely to get eliminated if you're just like standing still. But if you're up on the rope, there's not much tips I can give you other than that. Just like try to stay calm, and like in my case, I was outnumbered. We only had 5 people, and the other team had 6 or 7. But we were still able to make it because I kept clicking quite consistently, and see I miss a couple times, but it was still okay because as long as you're not that far behind from the other team, you'll be perfectly fine. You won't be pushed off. So that's pretty much it for this one. Tug of war again get very nerve wracking. I also sometimes shake my mouse because it's very nervous. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this level. Not much to it. I'll finish playing this recording so you can see how it goes. Here we have another game of Lights Out. I think in total, it has Squid Project has 3 Lights Out. The first one is right after Dalgona, and the second one is right after Tug of War. The last one includes knives, so there's no like glass bottles or batons. It's just knives, and they have a shorter range. But that'll be I'll show that in a couple of minutes. This one's pretty much the same one as last, only this time the lights are out. There's no light practically. It can get really hard to see, so I recommend turning up your brightness to max. And same rule as before, just try to stay away from people as much as possible. And don't get near anyone. You can also go up there on a blacktop, but there's usually a lot of people there, so I wouldn't recommend going up there unless there's nobody else. And finally, we have Glass Bridge. This is, like I said before, one of the most deadly games or levels out of all of them in Squid Project. A lot of people end up dying because they can't teleport the glass or they get pushed off. There's a lot of different tactics you can use. The one I like the most is to go forward ahead of everyone else, and they just don't expect it and end up falling because they don't know which glass to choose, or they just push each other off. So yeah, there's that. But I have another video going into more detail on how to teleport the glass if you're interested. But pretty much the glass that is darker is the one you want to step on. In order to be able to tell, you want to move around your camera and like pan it around to see which one's the right glass. I tried doing it in lower settings too, and I wasn't able to. And I think if you're on mobile, it's not possible to teleport the glass, or if you're on low settings. I wouldn't go anywhere below like medium settings because you need to have light to be able to teleport the glass. If there's somebody on mobile that knows how to teleport the glass, feel free to leave in the comments because I have no clue. But in this recording, the game kind of screwed me over. There was kind of like 10 seconds left in the very last level, or the very last glass. I stepped over onto the platform and it still killed me for some reason. I guess it was because of lag. But yeah, I wasn't able to make it to the end. The final level before Squid Game is another Lights Out. As I said before, this one's with knives. So the range is a little bit shorter, but I think there's like a higher reload or whatever you call it. But you can hit people more often with a knife. This game will only end if there's two people left. So if you're willing to like be patient and wait for everyone else to kill each other, then you have a really good chance at making it past this level. If someone starts running towards you, I wouldn't recommend fighting them unless they're like the second to last person. So yeah, I generally just wait for everyone else to fight unless I'm getting like really pissed like this guy's in the chat. But for combat tips, I generally like to push people and then start stabbing them because they aren't able to stand up, and you can stab them repeatedly before they can stand up, and by that time they already have low health. So that's my tip for combat, pretty much. Yeah, he isn't able to hit me, and I was able to kill him pretty easily, as you can see here. And we go into the final game with Angel. I don't know who that is, but I don't know if she's in the recording. Or is it Emma? It's Emma. I was able to win this pretty easily because she didn't really know what she was doing. But yeah, for Squid Game, you can push people off the edge and they start taking damage, like a lot of damage. So you can use that to your advantage. If they come towards you and you push them off, you have a very good edge at winning this, or a very good chance. So I believe in this recording I come up to Emma and I push her off into the edge. She's unable to stand up in time, and then I just finish her off. I pushed her really far this time. I got really lucky somehow. But yeah, she came in running. She couldn't really do anything. She stabbed me a couple times, but I was still able to win. That's pretty much it. That's all the tips I have for this game. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. I'm not like a crazy manager, like an editor or anything, but I hope you enjoyed. Take care.